Hello, everybody. My name is Robert Evans. Welcome to Entrepreneurs International Network, our Tuesday training call with leaders and experts that are here to guide you on your entrepreneurial journey. I am co-founder of a technology company called Actionera. Actionera is the parent company of Entrepreneurs International Network and a couple other companies under our umbrella. And each week we bring you leaders in our world that we feel have a really powerful and important message for you. And we got a great leader here today, someone who's a lot of fun, who's got amazing energy, and I'm really excited to have her guide you through the next 45 minutes or so of today's call. Give you guys some time for questions if you have any questions. So let me give you kind of the official bio here, and then I'll tell you a little bit about my experience with Tiffany. Tiffany Cano, jeez, I knew I was going to do that, Tiffany. Tiffany Cano is CEO of Highly Perspective People Academy. Has been healing since age 8. She's helps empaths, coaches, and leaders heal blind spots, set boundaries, and trust intuition to receive more money, love, and joy. Featured in 3 A-list documentaries, she is also the host of Soul of an Empath and leads transformational programs. So that's the amazing Tiffany there. And let me tell you, I'm going to bring her on right now with us. Tiffany is someone that's really important in our world in Action Era. She is someone that helps guides our community through the entrepreneurial journey. She's a coach at a lot of our events that we do. She's someone. I just want to say this about you, Tiffany. You are someone that absolutely lights up the room. I mean, look at that. Look at that smile. It just radiates. And so I'm really excited when I saw your name pop up as the person that was going to be speaking this week. I got really excited about this. So I'm ready to kind of hand you over to this community here to share your wisdom with these amazing people. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. So without any further delay, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to hand it over to Tiffany. And Tiffany, it is all yours. And thank you for being here today. Oh, there we go. Now try it. Apparently, I
Okay,
muted
great.
you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Robert. I love being here and I love being a part of the Action Era community. Over there, my QR code is actually to my HPP Academy app that rocks. So I'm a giver. I have a ton of free stuff there. So you're welcome to download that. And, meanwhile, who wants to make more money? Put money in the chat because I love, love, love helping entrepreneurs, coaches, healers get aligned and congruent for success. Yeah. And I believe you can also be magnetizing many, many more paying clients. So put magnet in the chat if you want to just like radiate and receive. Okay. And if you want to like confidently and joyfully have incredible enrollment conversations with people and get lots and lots of referrals, okay, I want you to also put confidence in the chat. And some of you are like, I want it all. I want it all. And I'm like, okay, great. You're in the right place. So imagine, waking up in the morning and you're filled with such this profound sense of joy because you looked at your phone and you're like, ooh, PayPal notification. I just got another $5,000 sale. And you're just being able to bask in the glow of you being of service, a contribution, an instrument, and getting paid well for it. So, if this is what you're searching for, then you are most definitely in the right place. My name is Tiffany Cano. I have been getting paid for healing since I was 8 years young. I started at $1 for 10 minutes. Yep. I started healing or learning from different healing masters and spiritual teachers from 13 years onward. I've been teaching transformation workshops for almost 3 decades now. I have well over, I don't know, 90 plus days of content, over 30 online courses. Many of them are in my app. They're locked, so you have to, buy them and get the unlock code, but you can grab a lot of them there in my Actionaire app. And, I've been doing this work and not only seeing people's bank accounts go up, but also physically in their face, in their body. I'm not sure if you can zoom in, to see this, but their faces change after going through a seminar with me. We took before and after pictures, and the way they're carrying their body, the youthfulness and the glow on their face is so profound. And even in some shorter sessions, like hour-long sessions, it can shift in an instant. I'm also the host of Soul of an Empath podcast, the Knowing You show. I've filmed season 1 of the Love Seen Heard TV show. I have co-authored a few books, and I have 3 more that are ready, like nearly ready to be published. So do keep an eye out for those. I'm also the founder of the quantum empowerment technique that uses neuroscience and ancient Chinese medicine and fun and play and essential oils all rolled into one to get your subconscious mind aligned for success and congruence in your life. And I'm the founder of the embodiment program for conscious creation, love, and empowerment. I've taught classes, advanced classes, where the horses were actually the healer and the coach for people. I've taught spiritual retreats in Italy, in India, and I'm going to be in 3 upcoming transformation documentaries. 2 of them are coming out this fall, The Frequency of Miracles and The Pillars of Power. So check them out on Netflix, Amazon, Gaia, Hulu, possibly in the theaters. And then early next year will be Rise of the Lioness, The Power of Feminine Leadership. So this is going to be really, really, really fun. And the cool thing about these movies is they blend woo-woo stuff, spiritual stuff, with science stuff. So just out of curiosity, put a number 1 in the chat if you're woo-woo. Put a number 2 in the chat if you're science, if you're more like scientifically minded, and put a number 3 if you're both. Okay. 1 for woo-woo, spiritual, 2 for science, and 3 for both. Okay. I'm getting lots of 3s. That's good. Me too. I love both. Like, I really, really love how modern day science is validating what we have been doing energetically for, well, for me, for almost 3 decades now. there's there's brain mapping, there's aura cameras, there's Carillion photography that just shows things that are actually happening in our energy field. And when we get really, really, really open to how our energy is affecting our business, affecting our life, affecting our relationships, it makes big, big shifts. So for every 100 to 200 conscious thoughts that we have, there's 11 million subconscious thoughts. So the good and the bad news with that, right? A lot of people say, oh, just think positively, have a good mantra, and that'll help shift you. And yes, it will. But if you don't address all that subconscious stuff, it could continue to sabotage you. And so you're only partially receiving the good things that you want in your life. So if you have this goal of making, $15,000 a month, But your subconscious mind has all these thoughts of, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, I can't, do it, or fear of failure. It's going to affect your ability to receive that. So maybe you only get like 5,000, 7, 10, but not like the full 15. So I would love to play with you guys today and actually get you going with some neuroscience. So is that all right if we do some neuroscience play, fun and play? Yeah? Put yes in the chat if that lights you up. Cool. All right. Excellent. Excellent. So the more aligned and congruent with your goals, the faster you're going to manifest. So I'm going to give you a few ideas for goals. Let me just put this in the chat and then I will. Okay. So, the important thing when we make a goal is that it's positive, present tense, and simple. You don't want like a big run on sentence. And if you look at this list and you're like, but I want 5 of them, just pick one. Pick the one that's the most important. And these are just ideas. You can come up with your own plan, but we want to make this to be interactive for you. Okay, so if you want, it's easy to 10x my business, write that down because we want to start bringing more conscious attention and awareness. So go ahead and take a moment, write down one goal that you want to manifest. And okay, go ahead and give me a head nod if you've written it down. And because we're going to do some kinesthetic stuff with your body, if you happen to be able to turn on your camera, it would be helpful so I can make sure everyone's on board and doing it as best as possible. Okay. All right. So now that you've written down your goal, and everyone has one, right? Head nods yes, or put a yes in the chat. Okay. We're going to do a simple one. This one's called a crossover balance. So what we're going to do is we're going to get your right and left brain aligned and congruent with that goal that you just wrote. Okay. So go ahead, cross your arms at your chest, close your eyes, feet flat on the floor, mentally, silently repeat your goal in your mind over and over for the next minute or two. Keep breathing. Uncross your arms and recross so the other arm is on top. Continue mentally, silently repeating that same goal statement in your mind over and over, please. Very good. All right. Now put your hands in front of your chest about 6 inches from your chest and start tapping your fingertips together like this. And with your eyes closed, continue to mentally, silently repeat that goal statement in your mind for another minute or two. Good. No more tap, just touch and continue mentally repeating that same goal statement with your eyes closed. Very good. You can relax. If you happen to have a glass of water nearby, go ahead and take a sip of water because we just created some new neural pathways in your brain. And well, that can cause some dehydration. So if you've got some water, take a sip. Good. And now in your mind, say that goal one more time. Let me muscle test it. Okay, so when I test it for the group, it now tests strong where before it was testing weak, meaning that you weren't yet 100% aligned and congruent with that particular goal. But as you went through the process and opened up the corpus callosum in your brain and got your right and left brain engaged, it freed you up in a way that would help you get your subconscious and conscious mind aligned. Now, to anchor it in even further, let's pick one action step. So, some ideas might be, well, making a sales call or putting a post out on social or finishing building that new landing page or repeating this like a mantra. Those are a couple of ideas. So go ahead and, write down your action because that makes a big difference. They've actually done studies and imagine that, you know, the the correlation is the percentage with which people follow through with the action directly correlates to how successful they were with that goal. Hmm. Right. So, if anyone has any questions about what action should I take, go ahead and ask me. And I'd also love to just take a moment to hear how you feel after doing that. So you can unmute yourselves. Well, you'd probably have to raise your hand, like do a request, raise your hand, or type it in the chat. But I'd love to just take a little poll here. Okay, Angela, can we unmute her?
Hi.
There you
Yes,
go.
thank you very much. Um, I noticed that I just feel a little more empowered, like a little more, um, that, okay, I can do this and it isn't that far away. And, just a little more initiative to actually go and do the next step. because before the call, I had been thinking, I'm an affiliate marketer and I just picked up a new product that I'm going to try to change the products that I'm trying to promote to try to get a different kind of energy going. And at first I was like, well, I'll just do it tomorrow, and now it's like, no, I'm going to do it after this call. So
Yes. Good job.
thank
High
you.
10.
Thanks.
That's what I'm talking about, right? Healing can happen in an instant. When you get aligned and congruent with your goals, the action just naturally, there's less and less and less resistance or zero resistance at all, right? So before you were kind of dragging your feet and now you're like, oh yeah, I'm doing it right after this.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. You
Thank you.
want to do that action today or within the next few days, but don't procrastinate. And this goes for everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Good job,
Thank you.
Angela.
Thank you.
Don, I'll say good in the chat. I think it's great to add in body and neuro things. Thank you. You're welcome. Amy, this will this also help with winning a legal case in federal court to get the settlement? If you did a goal about that, absolutely. Yeah. Go, Paul.
Eh, uh, Thank you, Tiffany. I set a goal and already I'm doing all the action for that. What I changed here during the session was the goal was for 5 years. I just changed to for 1 year. So that's what I manifested.
What was the sentence?
So I just kept a financial goal and I'm already doing a lot of actions for that.
Okay.
So do you want me to disclose something like that or?
Um, is there an action that you can do today that you weren't planning on doing that you
Yeah,
can
I'm
just,
already doing. I'm
okay.
already doing.
Okay.
I'm not procrastinating or something like that, but I'm
Excellent.
taking all the actions for that. Actually, I had kept a financial goal for my company. I just shifted the goal for 5 years to 1 year. That is the only thing I changed. Because
Excellent.
I'm manifesting, so in manifesting, there is no limits, right? But
Absolutely not. We
yeah,
are the only limitation. And
yeah,
I just muscle tested, for your goal that you just did for 1 year, and it tests strong,
okay. Good.
meaning that you're aligned with that. So now just follow through on those actions.
Yeah,
And and also if you don't yet have some JV partners to help you promote you, get some, because that might be another action to consider to speed it up.
yeah, sure, sure. What does that mean, GD partner mean?
JV partner, joint venture.
Okay,
So people who have a similar target audience that you do,
okay,
that you might be able to collaborate with, whether it's speaking on each other's stages, speaking at a summit, a podcast, doing a promotion to, an email list or a Facebook Live, something along those lines. That can really speed up the process of growing faster in your business, especially since you want to kick it up into gear
yeah.
and do it all in 1 year.
Yeah, I'm like also look out for JV partner. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
buying out companies. That is also one of the strategy. What you are saying, it's absolutely bang on. Bang on. Basically, I think you have mind read what's my action.
Awesome. Fantastic.
So
Good
that's what,
job.
yeah, cool. Yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah.
And it looks like iPhone says, on my way to finding my new purpose after a big life change. Yep. So, um, the number 3 on my goal ideas, I have clarity and vision for my business, for my life. Something along those lines could definitely open that up for you. And you know what? we're all business owners, entrepreneurs, creatives in this space. And so being able to reinvent ourselves happens quite often in business where, oh, we get a new download and there's a new level of refinement or a new way that we can grow and expand and make life and work easier. And so, yeah, excellent. Good job. Okay. Thank you for playing with me and being interactive. That makes it so much more fun. And I noticed that a lot of you said that you were both into spiritual stuff and neuroscience stuff. So I want to bridge the gap and show you some stuff that I see clairvoyantly. Would that be all right with you if I talk woo? Okay. All right. Okay, I'm getting some yeses in the chat. Excellent. All right. So when I'm looking clairvoyantly, when I'm in session, I see lots of stuff. So I ask people to just narrow it down and say, give me one thing that you want to improve, and then I'll tune in. But oftentimes I'll see energies like what I tried to depict with this particular graphic, energies like not feeling good enough, not worthy or deserving, anger at self or somebody else, shame, a feeling of failure, can't do it, or sometimes there's an energy leak, or can't trust themselves or trust somebody else. So these are some energies that can block us from being aligned and congruent. So remember how a few minutes ago we talked about for every 100 to 200 conscious thoughts, there's 11 million subconscious. Well, I see the subconscious as well as the conscious, but I see this stuff that vibrates and can talk pretty darn loud and be disruptive and sabotaging. Now, on the other hand, so this is the fear-based aura, right? So here's an example of a successful person's aura. So it has energies like, I love money, I deserve prosperity, I'm happy, I'm enough, dream big, joy, I'm worthy, the universe provides, never give up, faith and trust. Like there's this just overall sense of feeling safe and joyful and happy. But a lot of people, their auras kind of have a mix, right? So you might have a mixture of some fear types of energies and some successful types of energies that are in your space. So if you want, I would be willing to do some in the moment, like laser coaching based on what I see. So I'm open to taking a volunteer or two for a brave person. Okay, Angela's raising her hand and Katrina. Okay, so for sure we can do them. I can we do Angela first and then Katrina and then Dawn if there's time? Okay, cool. All right, Angela, what area of your life do you want to improve?
My finances.
Okay. So this is the way I do clairvoyant readings. Okay, you get to be my unicorn in the middle here. So I start looking at the aura from the outside in. Okay. Usually.
So cool. Thank you so much, Tiffany.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. So when we have scary moments, traumatic things that happen in our lives, something painful physically, psychologically, and this is for everybody, right? I try to, even though I'm talking to you, Angela, there will be pieces for everybody in this space that might land for them. Okay. So
good.
When there's that scary stuff, the knee-jerk self-protection mechanism is to throw up a defensive guard, wall, or shield. It happens subconsciously. It happens even, in early childhood. Like the inner child will put up some walls and guards. And so I'm just for some visuals, I'm going to go to a class that I taught a while ago just to show you what a few of yours look like, okay?
Okay.
I see a wall of hiding. And if you want to make money, you got to be willing to stop hiding. Let's see. I also see 8 walls of numbness.
Mm.
I see this one. So sometimes it shows up as like chaos, brain fog, and so it's hard to think and make decisions.
Yeah.
And then underneath these walls are wounds.
Hmm.
So those wounds look like, and let me just be in a neutral slide. I see some wounds around feeling unheard and misunderstood, and inner child wanting to hide, feeling unsafe and worried about getting in trouble.
Yes.
And so, it's better to hide and try to be quiet than, get yelled at or in trouble. And so some of these things, even though you've done transformation work over the years, there's still some layers left. And that's what
Yeah.
I'm seeing. And I'm happy, you know, to help you with
Okay.
that. And there's a couple of ways that I can do that. One is in my Path to Radiance class that's this weekend, and I'm giving everybody that for free. So Becky, feel free to put
Oh,
that in the chat. So you can, and I'm giving you guys a coupon so you can get it for free. And then
thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. And if there's time, we can do a little group healing afterwards. Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. And so did that give you some things to think about in the meantime? Is that
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
helpful?
I'm directly working with an energy healing program right now because I also have my health as issues that really need to get worked on, and I'm working on a lot of letting go of limiting beliefs and manifesting, and that's how I ended up coming across you, was through my journey. So I think already I think that you're awesome. I've shared you with my sister who could really use your help too. So yeah, there's so much that you said that has been running my life, and led me to even, want to end my life. And I'm learning how to start to take back control of my thoughts and my emotions, and learn to direct my life because I know I'm a good person that wants good things for people and I could do good things. Thank you.
You're welcome. Way to be brave, be strong.
Thank
It's
you.
not easy to look at those shadow parts of us, but it can be healed rather quickly when you're ready.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
you're ready now.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, you're welcome. Who's next?
Hi, Tiffany.
Hi.
This is Katrina.
Okay, I don't see you yet, but I hear you. Okay, go ahead. What
There we
area of your
go.
life would you like help with?
Well, my goal was I make empowering decisions for myself and my business.
It cut out. Say that again. My goal was.
Is to make empowering decisions for myself and my business.
Okay. All right. So the first thing that shows up, insecurities, fears about being judged and criticized and I do see some of that hiding wall too, and a fog of numbness. And I see the freeze pattern. So there's 4 trauma responses that are the go-tos for people: freeze, fight, flight, fawn. So the freeze has people not taking action, like feeling stuck, like you might be in wet cement. The fawn is the people pleaser and usually has poor boundaries. The fight, it like has you avoid and dodge and like squirrel and let yourself get distracted and not making decisions. And then, the fourth one is fight, like be combative, defensive. And so I see freeze and fawn show up that are also getting in the way of you taking that divinely guided action. There's times that you've received that intuition, but you didn't trust it. Or maybe the fear was just louder. And so it kept you in a space of inaction.
Very
And
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't have to stay stuck anymore. You can have
No, I
clarity.
don't.
It like now is the time to unfog yourself and take that empowering forward step. Now, in moments when I'm emotionally feeling stuck, one simple thing to do is to physically get in motion. Go on a walk, put on a song and start dancing, move your body. And then from that movement with your body, think about the action step that you need to take for your business, for your life, and then launch into that immediately. Immediately. Because if you wait longer than 5 seconds, your brain will start to talk you out of doing it. There's this science like you have to do it within 5 seconds. Otherwise, you'll start talking yourself out of it. Okay. So try
Very
those
interesting.
things. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. To give you some background on kind of what is going on with what you've alluded to and what you've said, I'm at a point where I'm actually really busy with my business faster than I thought I was going to be. And I'm not necessarily making empowering decisions to allow me to continue to grow my business. And I'm at a point where I'm looking at hiring a virtual assistant. I
Excellent.
haven't pulled that plug yet because I've had some concerns and some worries, right? There's the fear, that insecurity about, can someone else handle the things that I need them to handle, right? Do I trust them? I need to let go of those. I am ready to
Yeah.
make that investment. And it hit me before. It did a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't act on it. Well, I somewhat acted on it. I got some more quotes and some more information on a virtual assistant, but I haven't said, yes, let's move forward. So during this call, actually, I sent a message and said, yeah, I'll move forward because it'll free me
Excellent.
up to do more things that I need to for my long-term goals, for my business, and for myself in terms of work-life balance.
I have multiple VAs and I have in the past had some troubles, but once I released my fears about those troubles repeating, then when I hired new ones, none of that happened. So
Good, very good to know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I use Be Epic and I know Action Era does as well. So that's another great group that does a lot to pre-qualify their VAs before considering sending them out to clients.
Okay,
So
that's good to know. Thank you. I'll jot that down.
yep. Okay. Well, I know that there's multiple people that have their hand raised and want help. So this is what I'm going to propose. Get on my calendar, callwithtiffany.com. I'll give you a free 15-minute blind spot strategy session. Okay. Because I know I don't have time to help everybody, but you can just come see me. And by the way, when you get on that, on my, blind spot strategy session, I give you 3 healing videos to watch before you ever even see me. One is about a prosperity healing, one is a relationship healing, and one is a health healing. So you'll already have shed some layers before you ever even see me if you just, take the time to watch those. But I want to make sure that I also have space to answer any more questions because I know I only have a few minutes left. So if you have questions about what I've talked about, raise your hand. For the ones who have their hand up who wanted a strategy session, just book it on my calendar. Okay. Group healing. All right. Ask and you shall receive. I'm going to start with cutting your cords. So every time you think, touch, talk, look at somebody, there's an invisible energetic cord that goes from you to them or them to you. These cords can be loving cords or not so good cords. So with what we just did, releasing those negative cords will just automatically help you to start having more energy, more peace, more calm, even more clarity sometimes. Now, I have a ton of tools, a ton of healing tools that I could use. But since we only have a few more minutes left, I'm just going to do a little cleansing of your auras. Okay. So in your mind, just be open and receptive to letting go of anything that no longer serves you. Let the conscious and subconscious negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative imprints, old traumas, old wounds, just gently come up and out. I'm pretty spiritual and prayerful, and if it resonates with you, you can just join me. Thank you, God, for miraculous, merciful, instantaneous healing. Thank you for the cleansing, the purification. Thank you for the blessings of prosperity and abundance, health and vitality. Thank you for the clarity and joy and confidence to take divinely guided action in life and in business. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. All right. Now just be aware of your feet and get grounded. So send energetic roots down into the earth, ground, ground, ground. And I'll help you. All right. And for now, at least, the session, the group healing part is complete. And for those who can make it to Path to Radiance on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, come play with me. And if you want some one-on-one time, then get on my calendar. And Becky put the links in the chat for you. So, yeah. All right, Robert. I think my time might be up. So, now what?
Now what? Well, let's check to see if there's any questions. I mean, we got a few minutes left, and if we have some questions, we'll take some questions. Or if you guys want, make any comments or appreciation for this amazing session. I tell you, I feel like 10 pounds lighter when I was just doing that process with you. I knew exactly what I needed to say, and it was just really, it hit at the perfect moment, Tiffany. So thank you for that. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
And to clarify on the timing, Friday's class is 1 to 6 p.m. Pacific, but Saturday and Sunday is 9:30 to 5:30. So stuff does tend to build, and I would just show up and be present the whole time if you can.
Okay. I noticed that someone was saying in the chat they were having an issue with potentially the code not working. So, Tiffany, do you have
Really?
a way for people to contact you if they have any challenges or issues?
Yes. You
Okay,
can
cool.
just reach out to Tamara, one of my VAs, at teamhppa@gmail, and she will help you.
Okay.
But I could have sworn it was working, but I will double check it right now.
Gopal has a question here, so let's take his question.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am just interested in enrolling for the 3-day program. So I'm trying to understand what's taught in the 3-day program. What is the agenda basically? Like if you could enlighten something on the outlines.
Friday is going to have a lot more healing that's related to money stuff. Saturday, relationships. Sunday, health. But all of it is going to be customized based on who's there and what you need and what you're ready for.
Yeah, I'm ready for all three.
So
This is the
it's lots
duration.
of deep healing
Okay.
in multiple ways
Okay.
with so many different healing modalities that I'm weaving in because we can get it from all these different angles.
Yeah, cool. And one more thing, like right, this negative feeling cut. I'm generating some negative feeling. What I'm doing is like, in order to stop the negative feeling, I am just replacing it with some beautiful memories. But these negative feelings are coming. So what I'm doing, like, I'm just trying to figure out like what is the root cause analysis for the negative feeling. So what I feel that when I'm angry, I might have said something. Because of that, this repetitive emotions or feelings are coming. I'm not able to find out what is the reason, but these negative feelings randomly coming in, I'm not able to figure out what is the reason or how to like they are kind of auto suggestions they are coming in. I don't know why.
We'll definitely do a lot more of that type of stuff over the weekend.
Okay.
But for now, two things. One, you can cut your cord to those negative thoughts so that there's more distance. So it's not replaying like a broken record over and over again. And another thing, consider some forgiveness for yourself and anyone who could be involved with that, because when you deeply forgive, like it unmeshes those cords and those energies so that it no longer is connected to your aura, to your chakras, to your being. You get to be neutral.
Okay. So what I'm doing, like I'm forgiving. So today for me, it's like every day is a new day. So every day I start like a good man and then I become a bad man. Then in the bad man, then I become a good man, then I forgive. Then every day I have to, like, I'm
But
not
if
becoming
you
the,
are forgiving and you're cutting your cords, you won't be playing that broken record over and over.
so what, so I'm like, for the namesake, I'm forgiving, I'm not actually forgiving then.
From what I can sense, you haven't fully forgiven yourself or them.
Okay.
And when you do, it will help to unhook
Okay.
you
So
from
how
that
will
pattern.
how will know that I have completely forgiven? Because the only way I know is that I tell to myself I have forgiven them and forgiven myself. Then I forget it. Then I get angry. Then I don't forgive. Then I recollect and say that okay, I have to forgive. That is the only way. Or the other way is like
When
journaling.
when's the earliest time in your life that you felt angry in the way that you're being triggered now?
Maybe when I was a kid, my father
3
picked
years
me.
old is what I'm
Okay.
getting. What happened at 3?
Three, I don't remember. Maybe the most recent, most important memory which I remember, like my father came to pick me late, so I got really angry. That is I jumped from the two-wheeler. So that's what I remember. So maybe I would be around 6, 7 years old.
Mhm.
That was the moment I was most
Mhm.
where I went out my anger.
So when he didn't show up, that energy of feeling abandoned, unloved, not being, paid attention to, taken care of, put as a priority in your life. I think it actually happened earlier when you were 3. And when we have painful memories, one of the protection mechanisms is to surround it in a layer of numbness. So when I look at your timeline, there's little like cocoons of numbness around certain events. And I think that what's deeper is when you were 3, but you haven't been able to access that yet, which
Okay.
is why it's continued to pop up. Okay. But we can absolutely work on that one
Okay.
on one and or, in class. Okay.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tiffany.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me put myself back on Spotlight. Can't click the buttons fast enough, right? Well, Tiffany, thank you so much. What an amazing, very refreshing EIN call. I mean, you always show up and it's always such a an experience and such a powerful. I think every time you've been in the space, from the coaching to the songs that you create for us in our events and that sort of thing. You just radiate such love and such joy, and I appreciate that very much. And I can sense that's what everybody felt here today. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. Is there any last things that you want to say before we wrap up the call?
Thank you for this opportunity. I was at another Action Era type thing when I was invited over here, and yeah, it was fun. And thank you, Robert. Thank you, Becky, for helping on the team side of it, and thank you to everyone who showed up today because you're ready. Your soul would not have brought you here to this particular EIN if you weren't ready for some of the healing insights and transformation that you were invited to in this space. And it's just the beginning. We can go deeper. There's plenty of ways that, I can continue to help you if you want to. So
Nice.
callwithtiffany.com and then come to class this weekend.
imagine what it would be like spending 3 days of deep work with Tiffany. So, so I encourage you all to take the time to do this deep work because it can absolutely change your life, your business, and every aspect of things. So thank you, Tiffany. Appreciate you. You're the
My
best.
pleasure. Thank you.
All right. All right, everybody. That concludes our Entrepreneurs International Network call. We'll see you guys next week on our next training. And thank you again for being here. And Tiffany, you're the best. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.